Adding videographer to my resume. Get those cleansing breaths in. So, welcome. It looks like it's going to shape up to be a gorgeous day, and I hope you're all faring well throughout this experience that we're all going through collectively together, but also very individual, right? Very individual. Good morning, Paul. Welcome. Today, you may have noticed in our description, today's practice is going to be based in the water element, which is my most favorite way to practice. If you've practiced with me in the past, you probably know this without actually knowing it. Everything is about just floating or fluid or flowing. And most recently, I've started to get into more alignment-based practices because that is so important too, and finding that grounding, the rooting, and the stability. But the element of water is so powerful. I was listening to a podcast over the weekend, and a Bhakti yogi up in New York was talking about the water element, and I think the question that was posed to her was, what do you do when you have, for lack of a better word, haters? Or it could also be, what do you do when you come up against a lot of resistance in some way? So that could be just in our homes, in relationships, with our own psyche. And she said, I tried to be water. And if you think about it, water is so strong and so soft at the same time. And her response was, you can throw a truck into a river and it's going to sink to the bottom and the water is still going to rise to the top. Isn't that cool? So today I wanted our practice to be rooted in the water element, fluidly and flowing and floating. So consider that in your practice today. My first teacher, Tara Stiles, is very water element based. So it's not so much alignment, it's more moving with your whole body, just exploring and getting to know your whole self physically, and then it starts to create some more of an energetic a flow state where you're not even realizing what you're doing, but you're fluidly just going through it without putting too much thought behind it. So water element practice today for you. I'm gonna head to my mat. I invite you to do the same. This practice will be available to you on the Facebook page, as you know. So start to make your way onto your mat. Start to find a comfortable seat. Consider water. And allow that to be a guide for your practice. Allow the palms, the fingertips to just be right beside you, just allowing a little bit of root, earth, calming energy to begin. Inviting a bit of breath. And starting to take nice long inhales. Good, easy exhales. And notice where you're tight or holding on or a little clenched, allow those spaces to soften a little bit. As if those spaces that are the clenching are rocks, allow the message of softness to come between, like the water. And then the limbs can fall a little bit more, create a little more space in the body. Keep on breathing, starting to cultivate a rhythmic breath, nice long inhales in through the nose, nice and easy out of the nose. You keep going. I'm just going to read one of my favorites when we think about water is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, one of his famous quotes are, Be like water, making its way through cracks. Do not be assertive, but adjust to the object and you shall find a way around or through it. If nothing within you stays rigid, outward things will disclose themselves. Empty your mind, be formless, be shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, and it becomes the bottle. You put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Be water, my friend. Bring your palms right beside you. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Bring the palms to touch. Lower the palms down to the heart space. Plug the thumbs in. 3 cleansing breaths here. Let's begin. Nice long inhale in through the nose. Out of the mouth. In through the nose. And let it out. Last time for now. Bring the palms right down to the knees or the thighs, and we're going to start just a little bit of movement, start to roll body circles here. So we're going forward and off to the side and back to the opposite side. So almost like the navel can come in towards the back of the spine. The ribs will pull in as you're coming back, and as you're going forward, you expand with the breath. Coming forward all the way around. We can think buoy in the ocean. It's such a nice thought. So there's not so much doing, you're just going around, but at the same time we can do this like subtle massaging of the lower belly muscles coming in towards the spine, just kind of waking up the organs there, and roll the other way. So water element is based in the belly, the hips, the pelvis, the whole middle part. Sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. Color is orange. So it's this, it's rolling, it's getting into this area. This is where we accumulate some fluid, right? That's water element. Sufi rolls here, palms are on the knees. So now we're nice and long here, and it's just the torso is going to roll around, and it's making a circular undulation around and around with the spine. Sufi rolls. Sufi spinal rolls, and we're breathing here. It's like you're stirring the soup. And roll the other way. Still breathing. Always breathing. Bring back to center. Shift over to your right and bring this left leg out, deer pose. So we're in this stag. Let's inhale and rise the arms all the way up. And exhale, soften right back down. Let the chin come to the chest. Doing the best you can. If your body doesn't do this, just shift back to a way that it does do. Inhale, rise. We're floating on up. Maybe thinking jellyfish here, soften back down. Inhale, this organic movement in the body, floating up, easing down. Easing on up and softening back down. One last time. Good, soften right back down. This left leg is gonna come around and cross over the right. Inhale, rise up. We're taking a twist. Exhale to the right side. Come over to the right side, hugging in that left leg. And we're looking over the shoulder, not so much down. Chin is parallel. Breathing here. That transition nice and fluid, opening right back up and go the other way. Come back over to the right, just a gentle shift over to the right, come back. Left leg comes out long, inhale, rise the arms up. Now a side bend here, so the left palm is coming over to the right knee and the right arm reaches out towards the toes. Windmill that arm back on up, palm comes back behind you, left arm's gonna rise up. We'll create a fluid motion here. That left palm comes down and then exhale as you settle in. Like the swell of the ocean, you'll rise back up, plant down that palm left, fingers rise up, maybe hips too, opening up the front of the body. You can hang out in any space that feels nice to hang out in. Left palm comes down, right fingers come back towards the toes. We're not going for any specific area or space. We're just moving, exploring in our body like this curious toddler. One more time here. And enjoy each of those little nuances as you unfold, as you fold. A little bit more space opening up in the ribs, in the torso. The mind starts to soften. Come right back towards your center. We're shifting right back now. Shift over to your left side. Find this deer pose here. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale, soften back down. Chin can come to the chest. Let the head be a little heavy. Let's hang here for a moment. That space where the cervical spine meets the skull. Let the head be real heavy and just a gentle, subtle. Little shift over to one way. Little shift over to the other way. It's nice if you're sitting at a desk, staring at your phone. A little bit of release in the neck there. Allow the breath to come in when you're ready. Crown of the head comes back on up. Roll those shoulders back. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Some sun breath inviting this new day. Exhale, soften back down. Inhale, billowing all the way up, floating to the surface here. You're a jellyfish. Exhale, soften back down. And maybe those little visuals help you. If not, pay no mind. Take what you need, leave the rest. Exhale, soften the chin to the chest last time. And soften right back down. We're going to go to that twist. Shift again over to the left, and then this right leg's going to swing around ever so gently. Hug it in. If this feels okay, then torso comes back towards me just a bit here on the screen. Then a nice twist. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Exhale, twist over the left side. Chin is parallel to the floor. Always looking up. Just the eyes are going to look up. Head can stay forward. Maybe it's nice to look in, closing the eyes, coming a little deeper inward. Float the arms back on up. Take that twist the other way. Plant down the palms. Come forward, shift over to the left side, unravel right leg, let it come out long, find your space, find your way, find the anchor of the sits bones down into your mat. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, right palm, left knee, and then side bend over towards the toes. A little pulsing. Noticing the breath. Breath comes in, palm comes down, reaching on up with the opposite arm. Create that fluid flow, your breath, your rhythm, your pace. Inhale, rise on up, plant down the left palm, reach on up. Soften right back down. And it can be like a nice, it's like a marionette. Like all of a sudden the strings just start to lengthen and she or he starts to have length. So you're fluidly floating, you're just subtly folding into yourself, and then the breath will just lengthen you and rise you right back up. And last time. Slowly making your way back on up. Come back to your mat. Let's roll over the ankles, come to tabletop position. Just a few cat-cows here to get the spine a little bit more fluid. Add some viscosity in between all the joints, a little bit of figure 8 here. Feels nice. And always cat-cow, arching the back, breath comes in. Exhale, chin to the chest, bring everything in, hugging the navel to the spine. Create that fluid motion. Allowing the breath to be the propeller of all the movement, like turning on the ignition. Nice. So we're going to come down to child, and we're going to keep this moving, but we're going to go child, table, down dog. Child, table, down dog. Child, table, down dog. Okay? Table, child, undulate up, spine starts to unravel, tuck the toes, find down dog, heels start to make their way down. Slowly, knees come down, easy, hips come back. Breath comes in, we slowly unravel the spine, tucking the toes through table, back to down dog. Fluidly making your way back down, round the spine on your way, hips come back, untucking the toes, child. Keep on going. If this is too much, maybe finding the space, the pose, is it table, is it child, is it down dog, to stay in and just breathe there. My mother kindly reminded me today to let you know you can just come to your mat and just breathe with me and listen, and it's still yoga. Thanks, Mom. Come back to cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back and gaze up. Exhale, chin comes to the chest. Inhale, arch the back and gaze up. Last time. And exhale, chin to the chest. Let's inhale and slowly come up. Find that down dog. Hips start to, or heels start to make their way towards the mat. But side to side, we're going to walk the palms back to the feet. Good. Inhale, rise up, half lift. Exhale, find your fold. Bend at the knees to inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we soften down. Just floating on up and easing on down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, soften back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Malasana. Trying to rock or soften through any kind of cracks or tightness or tough stuff. And if this is a little tough for you, this is perfectly fine. This is perfectly fine. You choose. If you're in Malasana, down low, start to press down to inhale and rise up. And exhale, last time. We're going to bring the palms down to the mat And then shifting side to side, coming all the way out to a high plank. Tuck your toes under. Roll the creases of the elbows right here towards the front of your mat. The front of your mat. The front of the space in front of you. Now let's be soft and fluid in plank so we can almost walk the plank. One palm comes up, opposite palm comes up. Keep on going until we walk and hips start to rise and we find a down dog again. Inhale and gaze forward. Exhale, soften back down into down dog. Right foot is going to come up high for a down dog split. Take all the time and all the steps you need to bring the right foot between the palms. Low lunge. Notice your joints. Let them be nice and soft. Drop that back knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale and rise the palms all the way up. Exhale, soften right back down. Left palm comes down. Tuck your back toes up. Let's do a little twist. Right fingers come all the way up, reaching for the sky. And now we're going to bring the right fingertips down, like grazing the floor, and then all the way back up. Follow your thumb. Breath comes in, and then good. Last time. Palms come back down. Front foot's going to meet the back foot. High plank. Hips coming back. Find down dog. Feel free to take a child in between. A resting pose in between. Listening to your body. Honoring where it is today. Even if it was somewhere else yesterday, it was. Honor it today. Shift over to the right. Inhale, left leg, left foot comes up high. Down dog split. Exhale, left foot comes between the palms. Low lunge. Drop that back knee. Inhale, rise all the way up, high lunge. Exhale, soften right back down. Right palm comes down. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, left fingers come up. Grazing the earth with the fingers, breath. Exhale as you come up. Like we're ridding ourselves of anything that's of no use, no longer serves, but then picking up something that we're willing to bring into our lives. By way of the water element, plant down the palms, drop the back knee, bring the front foot back to meet the opposite foot. Let's take a child's pose in between. Breathing here so the whole back body is expanding. Perhaps considering the words, my energy flows with grace and strength. Qualities of water, so strong and so soft at the same time. My energy flows with grace and strength. My energy flows with grace and strength. Slowly unraveling the spine, coming all the way back up. Let's meet in down dog. I'm going to turn around so I can come this way in down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, stroll forward, finding that fold. Inhale, rise all the way up with the palms to touch. Exhale, palms down to the heart space. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Shift over to the left leg so the right leg comes up, taking all the time you need. That was not gracious at all. Inhale, rise all the way up. We're in a high lunge. And exhale, soften back down. It's gracious to forgive yourself though. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, ease back down. We're gonna come to warrior two. Inhale, float on up. Exhale, drop that back heel, open up warrior two. Same thing. Soft, easy shoulders first. Roll them back and down. Shoulder blades come in to touch. Then inhale, float on up. And exhale, ease back down. One more time like this. Come all the way back down. Dancing warrior, flip the front hand, come back for reverse. We can lengthen that front leg. And then forward extended side angle so our forearm can come on our front leg. Right arm is up overhead. Now come back, reverse. And now we create this dance. Come forward. Breath comes in, we roll back. And then ease yourself forward. Ease on back. And come on forward. Last time, float on back. And come forward. Come all the way back up, lengthen that front leg. Arms come out by your sides, parallel to the shoulders, to the floor. Triangle pose, shift the hips back and shift yourself forward. Left palm comes down, right palm comes up. If you need to bend that front knee, perfectly fine for me, stay fluid. Now right palm's coming down, frame out that front foot, find a high plank. We're fluid, knees come down, tops of the feet, up dog. And find a little rock side to side. If you have sciatica or any kind of joint pain like that, wow, this is so good. So good, so good. Come back up to table and then ease yourself back to child. Just a breath here. It's nice to rock in child if that feels okay. Rock and rest. Rock and rest. My energy flows with grace and strength. Breath comes in, brings me right on up. You too, tuck your toes, come back to down dog, hips are high and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, take a stroll forward, finding your fold. Head, neck, shoulders are heavy. Press down to lift up and rise, palms to touch. Exhale, palms to heart center. Anjali Mudra, Namaste. Inhale, rise on up, shift over to the right. Maybe I'll be more gracious this time. Left toes come back. I was trying to be Bruce Lee and I'm not. Inhale, rise your arms up. And exhale, soften back. Inhale, float on up. And exhale, ease back. Last time, warrior two, float on forward. Let the heels be in line with one another. Once you're where your body is going to allow today, inhale and float on up. And exhale, ease back down. It's like seagrass floating on up with water. And softening back down. Just moving with the current and easing back down. Flip the front hand, come back for reverse. Dancing warrior. Extended side angle. And floating on back. And coming forward. Last time, float on back. Ease on forward. Come all the way back. Wide leg, fold. Inhale, rising the arms up. Exhale, soften all the way down. Maybe reaching the peace sign fingers around the big toe. half lift here, bending at the knees if you need. Inhale, float on up. And ease yourself back down. We can stay here or repeat that 2 more times, just fluidly floating, breath floats you up. Now this can be your half lift. You don't have to touch the toes. This can be your half lift, floating on down, easing on up. 2 more times. Come right back down. Heel toe the feet in. We're gonna come down onto our knees and create a camel flow. Some options, modifications, of course, here. Let's be on your shins. A little space between the knees. I think it would be best for me to do this sideways, at least at first. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, palms are gonna come back behind you on the sacral space, sacrum. Roll the shoulders back, shoulder blades almost come to touch, and the hips can come forward. And just notice what you notice here. Notice what this feels like. Not collapsing into your low back, your low spine, creating some space, so maybe bringing the ribs in a little bit, finding length first, coming back down, and bring yourself back up. That's one way. We could inhale, and then just one hand, I'll do right, comes down to the back of the thigh, the calf, the foot, and float on up. We're coming down to child or tabletop. Slowly unravel round spine first. Palms come up, float back to half camel here. Soften back, find that tabletop or resting pose in between. Slow, slow, slow. If you did one side, go for the other side. Now, if fluid flowing is not there for you today, it's okay. Find one of these suggested poses in between and check it out. Stay curious. I wonder what it feels like if I put my palm here and breathe here and gaze there. Soften back down. Full camel. Inhale, rise the arms up. Find this space length, tucking the ribs under in front of you. Come all the way back. Gaze behind you. Shift forward one at a time. Come back on down. And I'll just do that one more time. Breath comes in. We're floating on up. Fluidly easing back. Maybe finding spaces to linger. Soften right back down. Now find a tabletop because we want to move through that space in the low back. So we started to just kind of wake that up. Hello, hello. So these barrel rolls here. So just that pelvic, hip space. We're making circular motion here. Almost massaging around that space. And then go the other way. Good, good, good. Start to walk the palms back towards you. Find a seat. Come to the top of your mat. Just check time here. Excuse me. We're good, we're good, we're good. All right. So let's come back. Excuse me, to tabletop. Let's go into half pigeon pose. Let's inhale the right leg up and circle around your foot. I need one of those analog clocks like we have in the studio in front of me. Roll the ankle back around. Half pigeon pose. Breath comes in, float the right leg up. Exhale, right knees coming towards your right wrist, and scooch these back toes back a bit. Make your way up first. Let there be space. Find some buoyancy in the body so we're not gripping onto things. We're leaving some space for exploration. Exploration of space. See what I did there? Inhale, float on up. If it feels nice to stay here, stay. If you want to come down and stay here, do that. If it feels nice to shift over to your side and you're in something like pigeon, man, that is totally fine. There's no perfect shape of a pose. There are so many variations, so you find your yoga. And breathe there. My energy flows with grace and strength. And slowly start to make your way up, or stay if you want to stay. Seriously, you make the rules. Maybe it feels nice to twist and just, oh, hey, foot back there. And come back around and shift over to the left side. Start to come back up to tabletop, taking all the time you need to get there. And then this little softness, this sweetness in between, just like rocking into yourself. Breath comes in. Left leg is up high. Feels nice to rotate around the foot. And rotate it around the other way. And when you're ready, on an exhale, left knee comes through towards your left wrist, towards it. And if this doesn't work, that deer pose would be nice. But once you're here, starting to shift back and rocking a little side to side. Create space in the body. First, you want to find some length. Breath comes in and you lengthen, find the length. And then, as you exhale, you soften into the space that you just created with the inhale. Soften back down into it and allow yourself to be nurtured. Slowly making your way back on up. Now the right leg's going to come all the way around in front of you. Scooch towards the top of your mat, your space. Breath comes in to find some length. And then exhale, round spine. Slowly come down, vertebra by vertebra, notch by notch. Nice, long, lengthened arms up above. Legs out long. Breath comes in, hug the knees into the chest. Not too tight. Keep them out so we can rock over this low spine, the sacrum. Rock a little side to side. Find some good spaces there. It feels nice to make figure eights with the knees or the hips. So it's just creating a little space in that water element area. The hips, the pelvis, low belly. Twist here, release the arms, knees come together, breath comes in. As you exhale, knees over to the left. And soften into this twist, maybe the gaze goes to the right. If not, it doesn't matter. My energy flows with grace and ease. Let's go for the other side. Breath comes in, ease through center. And exhale, find that twist. Knees over to the right, gaze left. Melting, melting, melting. Come back to your center and let the legs go long. Savasana. Settling in here. Allowing yourself to be buoyant in the physical body. Enjoying the space that you created. Allow yourself to surrender as if you're being held by the ocean, by a body of water. Allow yourself to be supported. Allow all of the muscles, the tiny ones and the big ones, to soften. Float like water. Breathe here. I'm going to add some music to your Savasana. In this space, a nice question to reflect on and contemplate. Where in my life can I use a little more flow? Just posing the question and allowing there to be space. No story. Receive your practice. Where in my life, in my day, can I invite some more flow? Starting to feel your fingers and feel your toes. Stay in Savasana if you'd like to stay. But in reverence to your time, I'm going to start. Roll on to the right side. Make your way up to a comfortable seat. Softly closed eyes. Fingertips, maybe they're beside you. Allow there to be space. Just you and your breath. You and your breath. Maybe peace sign fingers down to the floor beside you. Where in my life can I use more flow? Breath comes in, rise the hands all the way up, take up all the room around you. Palms come to touch, find some length. Exhale, palms come down to the heart space, plug the thumbs in. Gentle bow, honoring yourself. Honoring yourself for everything that brought you to this moment today. I honor you all for practicing, for showing up to your mat. It's okay, everything is okay. Let's close here. 3 cleansing breaths. Nice long inhale in through the nose. Exhale from the mouth. Good, inhale, filling up. And last time for now. Eyes are still softly closed. Maybe they're not, but I'm going to read something to you. From John O'Donohue. I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding. Just be water. Be water, my friend. Thumbs into your heart space. The light in me honors the light in each of you. The grace and strength in me honors the grace and strength in each of you. Thumbs up to the space between your brow, your center for vision. Thank you, thank you. Namaste. Hang loose, be water. Thanks, everyone. Hi, Lauren. Thank you, Jenny. Hi, Shen. Thanks, everyone. I think I may have went a little bit over. Thanks, Teresa. Thank you. I love the water practice. So I'm thinking Saturday we may do fire. Namaste, Deborah. So, or I'll take requests. Start to send me some comments. Thank you. Thank you, Namaste. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Joyce. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Betsy. Miss you all. Thank you, Emily. Thanks, you guys.